said run when you hear that. Better run when you hear that. I said run when you hear that. Better run when you hear that. I said run when you 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 hear that. I said better rap. I said run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. Better rap. I said run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. Run when you hear that. Run when you hear that.
Good evening, everybody. Bruce Foster here, Jetski Republic, chewing the fat. Tonight, I've got Lee Robinson on. All going well. Believe it or not, I have just came across a last-minute hitch, which I never even noticed. It involves Lee's channel or his page that he's set up. I can chat to him, but only manual chats at the moment. So I'm trying to locate or trying to get a link from him so that I can add his personal page and I can actually video call him. I can't video call or even audio call the page that he has set up for his event. And I never even thought to check it until I sat down here to do this tonight and then realized, oh, hang on, there's no video icon. What am I going to do? So, good evening, Roxy. Good evening, Dave, and anyone else that's tuning in. Hopefully, Lee can sort out this the link that I need to find his page because I've had a look and I can't find him for love nor money. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, to be honest, because there's a lot of Lee Robinsons on Facebook, and I can't match anything up, to be honest. So I'll hang fire and hopefully he can get me the link and then we can go from there. I know he's in the office at the moment and my fault on my end to have left it at the last minute to have even realised, hang on a minute, where's the video icon? And then scurrying around, chasing around, trying to fix it all up. So there we go. I'm just give me another look here. I'm just trying to I'm trying to do this on the fly while I'm trying to do the show. So it's not going to be particularly easy, but I'll give it a bash. I have no idea which one. Like if I had an idea of the picture that I'm looking for, then I'd be able to add it, but I can't. Lee, I hope you can get me the link or give me the profile picture so I can match them up and then we can take it from there. Like I say, I'm going to have to try and do this on the fly as we go. So bear with me, everyone. This could be fun. All right, listen, what I'm going to do is while I'm waiting on that coming through from Lee, I'm going to just quickly jump into the roundup and then hopefully by that point I have some kind of link where I can It doesn't even have to be his link. It can be a friend family that can allow me to do a video call with them. But I've got to kind of set it up by sending in a little message just to kind of open the gateway, so to speak. But yeah, fingers crossed we can get this sorted out. All right, bear with me for Lee coming on, and for anyone else that's tuning in, especially those that are maybe tuning in from the UK. Roxy, I know you are. David, New Zealand. Peter, up north. Thanks for tuning in, guys. So let's just jump on over to the roundups, and let's go from there. There we go. All right, now relatively quiet at the moment. There are a few events coming up soon. Jet ski racing New Zealand, they've got a winter enduro series round one kicking off in 3 weeks' time. So be interested, Dave. I'm not sure. Are you planning on entering that one? I'm not too sure. So yeah, that's kicking off 22nd, 23rd, 2 rounds, 2 days, and yeah, unfortunately, Wellington Sports Club, Jet Sports Club, they had to cancel last weekend's event due to a lack of numbers. I think it was a lack of numbers. Yeah, it was. It was a lack of numbers. So yeah, rather unfortunate there. Last weekend, obviously, the jet ski series in the UK that Roxy competes in, that unfortunately had to be cancelled as well due to a viral algae or whatever it is in the water, which is quite toxic. So they had to cancel that one. So a couple of events been cancelled for people out of their own control. Unfortunately, it's not the organisers' fault. That's just the way things happen. But as far as racing is concerned, race events need riders, and if we can't get riders, no events. That's why some events have to get cancelled, unfortunately. So if people want to race, they need to enter. Okay, nice one, Dave. Okay, be keeping an eye out for your results. See how you go. Nice, cool. So that's jet ski race in New Zealand. Like I said, 22nd, 23rd of August. Let me just get rid of these two windows. The AJSBA over here in Australia, they have a few little things going on. Let me just zoom in on their little events. New South Wales do have 6 rounds planned over the next few, the next 3, 4, 5, 6 months of the October, November. Then they've got 21st, 22nd, a 2-day event with a venue to be confirmed, and 31st of January, 21st of February, 14th of March. And then we have the QPWC calendar, 28th of June. That's been and gone. Cameron Martin event, been and gone. And then the only other one that they've got coming up is the 22nd, 23rd, which is the QPWC state titles. And entries are open for it, despite all the uncertainty that may have been surrounding it initially. It is going ahead, and entries are starting to come in. So the more the merrier, especially if you're coming from up north. Get your entries in early. There's a few good campsites around there as well. So, like I say, book early in advance just to get your spots secured, not just in the racing, but for your camping or accommodation or whatever it is you're planning on doing to stay over. And then hopefully there'll be a great weekend of racing up Somerset Dam. 22nd, 23rd of August. Okay. And now Victoria do have something coming up. Let me see if I can find that one. Yep, August 29th and the 30th. And then round 2, they've got coming up on the 22nd, 27th of September. Both are at Kangaroo Lake. So great news. Hopefully things take off there. And then we can get some more racing going on. The weekend of the 26th, 22nd, sorry. 22nd of August. The VGSBA, they've obviously got their annual general meeting, new committee, the whole shebang. Put your hands up if you want to help out and get involved. So good luck with that one, guys and girls. That's Victoria. Like I say, Queensland's got their one. Boom, that's done. 2 seconds. While I try to get Lee sorted out. Helps if I type it properly. Okay, right, fingers crossed. Right, that's the racing. Jet ski Northern Ireland, jet ski socials. The boys have been quiet over there. A lot seem to be up for sale. Starting to get into the cooler months as well. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on, let me get the. See if I've got the profile number right. Oh. Lee, can you help me out here? Is that a Instagram profile link number address, or is it a Facebook address? Let's just find out. Excuse me, sorry, I'm doing this like this way. Nope, that's not helping. Oh. Right, fingers crossed. Let's see. Good God. All right, let's go back a couple of pages and get back to where we were. Yeah, the boys in Northern Ireland have been quiet. The boys and girls over there, they've been very quiet. They used to do a ride once a month. Things have been really quiet. Roxy, it will be cold. It's New Zealand and it is colder than it will be in the UK. So, yes, it will be chilly to say the least. Okay, right, that's that. The Northern Ireland crew. Let's go back. Let's get closer to home now. Again, there's been a few things here. People joining groups, buying new skis, all that kind of stuff. So, good luck to everybody who's been buying. The Sydney Water Show was on last weekend. I don't know how that went. I know that none of the manufacturers went, believe it or not, although some of the retailers did. Interesting that none of the manufacturers went. I think there was an issue with the costs involved, so they all boycotted it for some reason. Again, it's been quiet here. I know Kevin and his crew have been going out and have been little rides here and there. It's been. There was one post that popped up in a couple of groups, and it was regarding life jackets, PFDs. So let me find it. Right, there's some rides going out. That was yesterday, so there was a ride out this morning. Saturday at 6 a.m. Dave Winter's going out. Happy for any newbies to tag along. Drop a message, jump on the Jet Ski Social Southeast Queensland page and see what they've got going on. Like I say, 6 o'clock, Southport ramp, heading up to Russell Island. Nice big stretch. Stop off at the cafe at Labrador, grab a bite to eat. Sounds like a nice little ride out. So fingers crossed, that's a good one for you all. Good luck to everyone involved. Again, check these pages out. They are salt of the earth. Plenty of rides going on across all the groups, not just Kevin's group at Jet Ski Socials. I'm still trying to get Lee. Fingers. That doesn't seem to be happening at the moment. So there we go. That's Southeast Queensland. Jet Ski Adventurers, again, it's been very quiet with them. Carl and his band. Good evening, Billy. I said Bailey, not Billy. Bailey. So I hope you're having a great. I hope you've had a great day. Let's see what's been happening here. I might find this link that I was looking for, or not the link, but the post in regards to jackets. Mr. Marquis gets everywhere. That's an old one. Let's post new posts. Let's see if it updates. Probably, maybe not. It doesn't. Okay, quiet there. Now there is. Let me just get one page up. There it is. It's a ride which is actually going out next week. It's not this weekend. It's next weekend. Nice work, Belly. Commission. Ka-ching, ka-ching. Okay, Kyle has a ride going out on the 15th of August. So that is a week on Saturday. Indooroopilly over to St Helena. So pretty much a Brisbane River ride. And then head on out the mouth of the Brisbane River, through the port, out into the open bay over to St Helena. Now, for those of you that have never been to St Helena, it's an ex-penal colony from back in the day. A little bit run down. I'm not entirely sure if they still do official tours on there. They used to. I know that the boat or the ferry that used to go over there, I don't believe they run the trips now. So I'm unsure as to whether the tour itself on the island actually happens or not. But if it's not, it's worth going over, having a nosy around. Just take some insect repellent because it can be a bit mozzie central. So make sure you're all slapped up with the anti-insect repellent, and then you should be fine. Okay, but it is an interesting place. It's nicer when you've got a tour guide. It really does make a difference, and they put a really good spin on it as well. But there's a ride, 8 o'clock, Indooroopilly boat ramp. Kyle, look it up, the Jet Ski family. And I haven't seen it on any of the other pages, but I may be wrong. It may well be on a couple of other ones. Good evening, Chad. So that's Jet Ski family. And then the final one is Jet Ski Riders Gold Coast and Brisbane, which pretty much covers. There's members on it from all over the world. Oh, who's that fella? He's not a very nice looking laddie. There it is. Adam Cohen. Can anyone recommend a good place to get a life jacket? And there was actually a similar question asked in regards to they owned a Yamaha jet ski and were wondering where they could get a PFD life jacket for. I don't know if they were asking for just a standard, like a jet pilot, or whether they were actually looking for a Yamaha jacket. So basically, if you're looking for a specific brand, Sea-Doo, Kawasaki, or Yamaha, you need to source them at the retailers themselves. So Shoreline has them. They've got Sea-Doo and Yamaha. You've got JSW down at Goldie. They've got Sea-Doo. You've got Brisbane Kawasaki. They actually carry the Jet Pilot ones, which have got the Brisbane Kawasaki logo on them. So, and then of course there are the Jet Pilot jackets as well. So the great thing about it is all the retailers also stock the Jet Pilot jackets as well as their own brand ones. So it's worth going in and trying them on, because you sometimes with Jet Pilot do have to go up a size or even 2 sizes. So it's worth going in and trying the jackets on. One of the other places that you can also look for is Water World. in Maruka. You can go there and then you can try the jackets on there as well and buy them there. And I believe if you ask about Jet Ski Jake, I think you might get a discount. I'm not entirely sure. So worth checking out and shopping around, and even having a look online. There's, I hate to say it, marketplace. There's people. I've seen people selling them on marketplace as well. So that is pretty much all there is. Dave Winters has post about, yep, that's Dave Winters and his post about Southport to Russell Island. Cuchimudlo was a suggestion for a breakfast or a coffee from Peter Heaton, sorry. Yes, is the Curlew Cafe. Good place to go. It's really nice. You get a good feed there as well. But there are a few good places that you can get a good feed as well, and there's a few hidden gems as well. So definitely worth checking out. Horizon Shores, nice place. You could tie up there as well. Make sure you've got your fenders with you. There's a couple of places down the Gold Coast itself, down in Surfers, that you can go. You can get a good feed there, especially at the beach, a little beach there. Slipped my mind. The one that I discovered a couple of weeks ago, which had apparently been there for years, but I never knew. But I found it anyway when I was out with some other people. I did look like a dummy. Nothing new there, eh, Dave? And yeah, there we go. So Brumbles, I think it's called, or Bumbles Cafe, I think it was called. There's a little video somewhere on my channel, on my Facebook. So have a look. It's there, and then just check it out. Now let me try and see if I can find Lee, and let's get this man on. Let's see what we got. All right. Let's get that one off. Right, let's pop that out of the way. Oh. All right. Right, let's see what I can do here. Now, he's disappeared at the moment on my chat, but I'm not worried about that. Right, Lee, I gotta try and find you, mate. It's without a link, I'm really struggling. You must have it locked down. Do you have a profile picture that you're using for that particular page? And then I'll be able to match it up. That would really be a help. I'm not letting people see this. Oh dear. Mr. Robinson, where are you? Where are you hiding? Oh, nope, that's me. Don't want to see myself. Oh dear. Nah, no luck there. Oh, Lee, where are you at, mate? Where are you hiding? You got to be hiding somewhere. This is terrible. Trying to do this on the fly and it ain't working. Oh. I don't even know if I can set this up in Zoom. Because I haven't used Zoom in quite a while, so... Or even Teams. See, that's... Up here is usually where the icons are. And I usually just click, boom, on the camera. And it ain't letting me do it. And I can't even... even when I open up in Messenger, the page is not set up to do this kind of kind of video link, and this is what I'm trying to remedy. And unfortunately, I can't find Lee anywhere without a link. So that's the page for Lee. I just can't get it. I wonder if I can do it through here. I don't even know if I can do that. Oh, maybe. Try him on here. Let's see if this works. Nah. Needs to be set up. Nah, damn. Right, either that or it's the page that he's got set up. I thought I might be able to do it through there, but no such luck. Yeah, I could probably have maybe got away with that, but it's... I don't actually have a Teams account, and it would only limit me to a certain... I don't even think I'm logged in. Let's see what I've got. Yeah, it's asking me to sign in. Sign in. Let's try this. Trying my best, trying my best. No, I don't want that. I don't have that. Verify online. Oh. Not good. So, what's everybody been up to over the weekend, I wonder? It's interested to hear what everybody's been doing. So, post your comments, and let's hear what you've been up to. Right, here we go. Too many boxes to tick and refresh, and let me see. Oh, what's this from Lee? Nah, nope, nah. Right, let me get into my emails. Let's see if I can do this quickly. Hopefully it sets up quickly. Right, let's see. Woo! Look at you. Nice one, Roxy. Out practicing. Out on the cowies. Good to see you fly the flag. Flying the flag. Nice one. Right, okay. I've got a... Getting passwords sent to the wrong place. Might be able to set this up through Zoom. Lee, can you give me your email address and let's set this up now, and I'll send it through to you, and then we can do it quickly through Zoom, and then we'll go from there. All right. I'm determined to get this through and across the finish line. Send me your email, and then let's get this done. It does, eh? You can friend request me on my personal Facebook account. This is live video calls. I can't find you though. Oh, bloody hell. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. So, Roxy, have you started saving for your trip over next year for the WGP one? Hopefully, hopefully the ball is rolling. Right. Let's see where we are. Right. Lee, send me your email. Send me your email address, which you have used, which you use for Zoom, and I'll get this set up and done so that ooh, might be a go, might be a go. Fingers crossed for you, Roxy. The 8-1 Racing will look after you once you're here, so you'll be all good. All right, now let's see. Let's open. Fingers crossed I can get this working. Now, where are we at? Come on, window. That's fine. Now, okay, so got a window open. All I need is your address, Lee, and I can invite you to this chat and this catch up. So no, it's not. All right, now, Lee, if you can send me through your email address, I can then take it from here. Let's get that up there. I don't need that. Either way. Now I need to cancel that and get rid of that. All right, let's go chat and let's go Zoom. Now I've just got to find it. Where is it? I don't think this is going to work. Up against it. Teams, don't want that. Search bar, search bar. Let me come out of that and go back into it. And let's see if I can find you now. Maybe not. Yeah, it's not happening. Now he sent me a link. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, wait a minute. I saw that. All right, okay, hang on. We could be in business here. I saw that profile picture. Now we might be cooking. It is. I did see that one. All right, now. Come on, Lee. Pop up. Give me a window. Oh, now I've requested you as a friend, and hopefully you accept. And then I can get you on, but I'm not getting any encryption. Come on. All right, now my friend. So fingers crossed. Come on. Give me a picture. Oh God. Right, Lee. Oh my word. Oh, come on. What's going on? Why is my Facebook going slow? Ah. See what's happening here? This happens quite regularly. So this is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. It's going all super slow. Let me get rid of these. Red. Got too much going on, I think. That's my problem. Oh, here we go. Right, let's try again. What an ordeal, what an ordeal. Facebook's going all funny as well, which doesn't help. Decides to go on a brain flat. See, this is what happens. And there's no reasons for it, why it should do this. And as soon as I try and open up a chat, it goes pear-shaped. Goes really slow. I don't know why this is going really slow. I don't know whether Lee's got his settings a certain way on his Facebook page, and it's just becoming really frustrating and annoying. I think we're maybe going to have to sidetrack this for next week and hopefully go again because I'm not getting anywhere with this. That's the window I'm getting. And I should get a message window come up and pop up when I message. So I should be able, as soon as I send a message to Lee, these icons then appear, which then allows me to send or click for a video link, and it's not allowing me to do it for some reason, which is a pain in the bum. Lee, I don't think it's your fault. Yeah, I think we're going to have to reschedule, Lee. It's just not playing ball. I don't know what's happening with your personal one. We can maybe message each other a little bit during the week. Let me see if I can actually open the gate here on my phone, and I'll see if I can do it that way. Oh, wait a minute, I might be able to do it here. There we go. All right, now. Right, that's fine. All right, so I've used my phone. Lee, I've used my phone. So hopefully, let's try this and see if this works. So fingers crossed. I just hope you're able to. So there's Lee. All I need now is for him to answer. And he doesn't want to answer. Ah! Lee, it's ready to roll, mate, if you want to answer. Oh, wait a minute, we might be in business here. We'll probably might. Oh, wait a minute, maybe got it.
Connect to microphone speaker.
I can hear you, Lee.
I can't.
I just got. Yeah, we just don't have a video of you. Oh, wait a minute. You nearly, whatever you hit there, I think you nearly had it. Now, do you have a? You know what?
So can't see myself at the moment.
That's all right. I can't see myself either. I just hear myself.
Should show myself in a little box in the bottom right-hand corner, but it's
yeah,
not
you
doing.
should be like a regular FaceTime call, so to speak. You know, it should be almost identical.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, let's do an audio. We can at least do an audio of it just now.
Yeah.
And if you want to figure out how to switch your video on, then by all means, fire away and fire it up. Great to have you on, finally.
Yes, thank you. Good to be here.
Now, I believe I'm kind of trying to find a little bits of information about you.
Yeah.
I believe you have got a bit of a history on stand-up skis. Do you want to?
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Do a couple of things. Explain a little bit about yourself to those that are still with us, and then those that are going to watch it later on. So give us a little bit about yourself, and then your history in jet ski.
Yeah. So started skiing back in 1987 on the old Kawasaki stand-up 550s. And then four of us sat around a table deciding what to do about jet skiing, and a friend John came up with the idea of going around Britain. We saw, as you do, yeah. But what we done, we kicked that one into touch and thought we better do something a little bit smaller. So the idea came up of going across the English Channel and back. So dropping into France and then doing a return crossing. So we managed to do that in July 1990, and we've done that for cancer research. So yeah, we've done that. And then the idea of going around Britain just sort of got shelved. You know, you have girlfriends, pub, kids and stuff, and yeah, so it got shelved for a little while. But we used to ski down all on the south coast of the UK for every weekend.
Yep. Cool. So, what possessed this round the UK trip? Was obviously the original idea was way back in
Well,
1990.
yeah, it was many moons ago. But what we done was I met up with the four original guys. So myself and John Duncan skied the channel, and we had two other friends, John and Kevin, that were on our support vessel.
Yep.
So what we done, we had a dinner a couple of years ago, and I floated the idea, but then it pretty much just sunk immediately. And then I said, well, look, I'm going to look into the feasibility. And John, who I skied with originally, now lives with MS. So that was really the sort of kick point to get it back underway.
Yep.
And what we done was went round Scotland because that was one of the places that we would need to look at just for general feasibility,
Yep.
and spent 10 days with my good wife, pretty much doing the NC 500, speaking to harbour masters, coast guards, and just getting the general agreement that we were okay to do it.
Yep.
Once we had a good idea that yes, it was possible, we got funds and stuff together, and then went back to the guys and said, "Yeah, well, look, we're up for doing this." And John was originally up for doing the land support. Unfortunately, 8 months before we went, he said he wasn't well enough to look after that. So I
That's
drafted
unfortunate. That's unfortunate.
it. Very unfortunate, but drafted my son in just to sort of fill that space, and we were set and ready to go.
Awesome. Now, sorry to hear about John. I don't know if you're aware, I've actually got MS as well, so
Oh,
it's not a pleasant thing to have, I will say, but I'm thankful at the moment that it's not. By all accounts, it sounds like he's got it a hell of a lot worse than I have. So, you know, hang in there, mate. Hang in there, John. It's a long, it's not an easy journey. You've probably seen him at his worst, but then you'll see him at his best as well. So, yeah.
yeah, we popped up and saw him a few times before we left, and he's okay, but I think when we came back a couple of Saturdays ago, he was at Tower Bridge,
Uh-huh.
which was wonderful to see,
No, nice one. That was
and
good.
I think that sort of spurred him. Wants to do. He knows he's got to be a bit firmer with himself to get things done, and
Yeah.
not succumb to it more than he's allowing at the moment. So yeah, so the other
It's
three of us are
not
getting a day
easy.
together
Like
the
in
next
his
week or so
defense,
that we're
I
going to be
will
popping.
say it is not easy. Um, and it's yeah, it's a daily battle, and it changes by the hour. It can. Like I hate to like I've seen some people that have it when it's more advanced. Um, I'm just like I say, I'm lucky that it affects me, but my biggest battle is the fatigue. Um, and then just the mental hurdles of trying to get through the day. Um, I'm assuming physically it's affected him quite a lot as well.
Yeah, I think they're very similar in that way, Bruce. It's the fatigue side of it. As he says, he doesn't know what time he's getting up in the morning. And that's really one of the main things that sort of
And this is
triggered
what
his
this is exactly
putting
what
off.
people don't understand is, people will look at you and think, well, you look fine, but there's a
Yeah.
lot going on in there. Um, you're constantly like I find the biggest hurdle is obviously the fatigue, but the mental aspect of it is the biggest one for me. Absolutely, the biggest one is the mental aspect of trying to get yourself ready for every day and get up, knowing that you're going to waking up and you're most likely going to be tired every time you're waking up, and
Yeah.
that's usually the way it is. And I would imagine John is, he's experienced the same sort of thing. So, um, Yeah, it doesn't get easier. It's a constant battle. It's just trying to explain to some people I'm tired, and then they just don't understand. But you look fine, and
So
you're like, I wish I was, Uh,
yeah, it's
so
very, very tough.
yeah. Now you did this ride as well for Alzheimer's. Um,
Yeah.
I believe there's a connection there as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost my mum to Alzheimer's in September 24.
Yep.
My father-in-law is currently living with Alzheimer's, and Liz, one of our support team, lost her mum to Alzheimer's. And it was one of the fundamental things that when you go round speaking to people, as we did on our journey, whether it's MS or Alzheimer's, everybody has been touched by it, and
Definitely,
it's
without a doubt.
incredible that everybody we knows someone very close to them that has so yeah, so everyone's fully aware of it, but that was really the extra push when we looked at charities and stuff. It was one of those things that yeah, we needed to do it for both of them rather
Yeah.
than just one.
And just out of curiosity, what's the figure raised for the charities? Have
we're
you
up
have
to
you put a
we're up
figure on it or?
Well, we'd like to get 20,000. We're up to 12,000 at the moment, and we've got a
Okay.
couple of events coming up. So we're back down to the South Coast Saturday week for there's like a jet ski and water sports exhibition down in Littlehampton. So we're going to pop down there and just have the ski there
Are
and just
you
talk
are
to
you are you doing
general.
some freestyle?
Possibly, yeah. Just yeah, it won't be a lot of freestyle on my type of ski, but it's too heavy to do anything, Chris. Jeez,
Yeah,
it's
we got we got
300.
we got a few boys here that could certainly do a bit of freestyling on the
Yeah,
water there. It's like they just throw them around. Yeah,
yeah,
you're on the big Kawasaki, so
yeah. No, that's it. It's 350 kilos of
yeah,
yeah,
you
heavy
don't want that
weights.
landing on top of you.
You certainly don't. No, it was perfect for it's perfect for what we done.
Yeah,
And as I say, when we done the checking out, first of all, what ski was best, that one sort of came up. But it was pretty nostalgic as well because when we done the French trip, that was on the Kawasaki at the time as well.
yeah.
So that was yeah, it's sort of what we know, I
So
suppose.
what model was that you're on now? Is that the a newer model or is it a
It's
couple of
the
years old?
Yeah, it's a couple of, well, it was new to me last year. I think it's a 2023 model from what I understand, but it's an SXR 160.
160. Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, so it's 1500 cc four stroke.
How'd you find it?
I found it absolutely wonderful, I have
Yep.
to say. The sort of faster you go, the the more it sits into the water and the more
That's the
stable it was.
it's the
So
hull.
it
It's
was
the
great. I
hull.
didn't have
That's the hull.
yeah, I went, go on, sorry.
Yeah, that's the
So
hull. Yeah.
yeah, it was absolutely perfect. Yeah, I tried out a couple of others, and I found them a little bit skitty when they sort of got up to sort of 30 miles an hour.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but
Okay.
with the Kawasaki was for me it was just yeah, it was the perfect machine, and certainly engine wise and stuff. We found it absolutely fine. So
What did you find was your biggest challenge going around the country?
um, basically the refueling times. Yeah, just looking after the land crew so we can really program it. The ski it's not designed for doing endurance and long distances. The fuel capacity was only 23 liters, so we
Yeah.
we added an additional fuel can or fuel tank in the stand-up tray,
Yep.
which was an extra 12 liters. And then what we done, we devised a fuel bladder that could be towed. because when we
Okay.
done our research, there was a couple of areas that where we needed to do roughly 30 miles where no one could get to us
All
because
right.
it was
Yep.
um, Ministry of Defence land and stuff like that. Um, so we devised this. We got it sort of checked out by a marine engineer, and they said, yeah, it's that's good to
Now
go.
prepared to be
So we increased it. So potentially we could have had anything up to 70 liters of fuel. So, but what we did find is it towing the bladder, it puts a lot of strain on the engine. Engine
Yeah.
gets too hot, spark
Yeah.
issues, and you start going down a whole nother road. So,
You would have got
so
away with it
we
though
only
over the
used the
shorter
bladder.
periods, didn't you? Well, obviously, you weren't towing it all the time. It was
Exactly.
only in those little
Yeah. So
stretches
what
where
we
you were
had,
untouchable.
yeah. So you had 3 people on land relaying fuel pretty much every 15 to 20 miles. So
Okay.
when you imagine we done 2,400 miles, there's quite a lot of refuels. So we was doing between 4 and 6 refuels a day. And I would say after the first week, which was very much a learning curve, the guys really got into their stride. And we would sit down every evening and
Uh-huh.
log what we had done that day, and then look at feasibility for the following day, um, assign who would do what refuels and stuff. So everything was set up for the next day. So yeah, it had a lot of organisation. The skiing part, because we chose appropriate weather and appropriate tide and stuff like that, was fairly straightforward in the main. But it was the logistical side. When you consider, as I say, I done 2,400 miles skiing. The guys on land done more than 5,500 miles each. So yeah, logistics
Just out of
was a bit of a headache. It was
curiosity, Lee, how
yeah.
much? I had to think how much. Do you know approximately how much you had spent on fuel? That would
Uh,
that would be huge.
ski fuel was about it was working out approximately £1 a mile. So you're looking at about £2,400
Not as bad as I thought it
for
would be, but
ski
then
fuel.
obviously you've got the vehicles as well, so that would have
But
been
then you got all the land fuel. So yeah, but yeah, we've probably done in excess of probably £8,000. I would have thought somewhere in that region.
Yep, fuel's not getting any cheaper.
Except no, and Mr. Trump has not done us any favors because literally as
Nah,
soon as we said, yeah, well, let's go for it, then you started having the world effect
yeah,
on it.
the prices started going
Yeah,
up for
so
everyone, so yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
gone
it. Yeah,
nuts.
it
It's
hasn't
gone
helped.
nuts. Yeah,
Yeah,
listen, have you got any other plans? Like, I did catch your interview on BBC television. Um,
yeah.
so he was asked, you were asked then, have you got any plans for the future? Are you anything that you've thought about since then?
I think at the moment um, we're still sort of living what we done.
Yep,
You know, it was 64 days in total.
64. Okay.
So 64. Yeah. So even trying to get out of the routine, I was speaking to Alison, the wife, last night, and she said it's really strange because we sit there each evening, and where we would sit there for 2 hours, getting everything set up for the following day, doing the recaps, doing the Instagram posts and the Facebook posts and all stuff like that.
That's a job
We're
in
not doing it at
itself.
the moment. So we're twiddling their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say the land crew were incredible.
Yep.
Because not just the refueling, but I would be going. I had constant communication with land,
Uh-huh.
so they were feeding me information. They were telling me how far I'd gone, how far I had until the next stop, so I could work that out with how much fuel I've used. Um,
Yep.
General items with regards to islands. Should I go in between the islands, between mainland and island, or go around the islands? So all our navigational stuff was all run by them as well.
Right.
So although I
What
had
did
it
you
on
end
the
up
screen,
doing? Did
I
you just
could
go around?
relay.
Did you just go around mainland UK, or did you actually go around
It
Ireland?
was all No, it was all mainland.
Right.
So obviously with the islands, you're not going to get fuel across, and time
No.
wise would just be sort of madness really. So no, we always said it was going to be mainland, and yeah, fortunately that's what
Epic
we were
journey.
able to do. So
Epic journey for sure. One final question for you. What was your favourite part of it?
uh
Getting home.
favorite part actually was meeting the people. The people
Yeah.
around were fantastic,
Yeah.
and what the the selfless acts that helped us were incredible. So whether it was mending the ski, general advice, servicing the ski, all sorts, the people were absolutely incredible.
Yep.
Skiing wise, Mullakintyre in Scotland. I was incredibly
It's
fortunate
beautiful up there, isn't it?
weather wise.
Absolutely beautiful. If you get, that's the
If
thing.
you
That's the
get it
key.
right,
Yep.
if
Yep.
you get it right,
Yep.
then I totally agree. It's
Yep.
unbelievable.
Yep.
And I was in a 4 meter swell with the swell going in my direction, not a breath of wind, and the sun was out. And I was riding those waves like a surfer.
Yep.
And it was just the best bit of skiing I've ever done. It was just incredible.
Yep. It's a beautiful
So,
part of the world when the
but
weather's on point.
well, you got it on point. It's fantastic. But then
Yeah.
on the other hand, Cape Wrath, 2.5 hours of being barraged with what felt like people just throwing buckets of water at me. Wasn't so
There
pleasant.
was a clip in one of your videos which I saw was rough as guts. It was rough as, but you probably had worse than that. And again,
Uh,
like you're
I
saying, it looked
think
like
what that
people were just throwing buckets of water on you. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, I think what that was coming up to Cape Wrath. So that was from a place called Tong, and we left there to go. It was about 6 miles to Cape Wrath. Then you had 20 plus miles to get around Cape Wrath, and that was just coming up to it. So
Right.
when we got to it, it was yeah, a different kettle of fish. So, but yeah, but we were pre-warned, pre-advised, so we knew exactly what we were going into.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, that was yeah.
Just out of interest, and just like a funny little curve thing on a question just off off top, not quite off topic, but did Border Force by any chance come close to you when you were in the channel? Were they curious to see what you were?
No, what we
No.
done. This is what I say about my land crew. So Alison would phone the Coast Guards
Ah,
every morning and advise them where we were aiming to get to,
got you.
and she would phone them before every major shipping lane. So when we got down to the channel, when we got near Dover, stuff like that, I would wait for clearance from Alison,
Yeah,
and she'll say, "Yes, you're good to go,"
you're good to
and
go.
she would check all that. Like I say,
Ah,
the
that's
Coast
good.
Guards and were Coast Guards and Harbour Masters were absolutely incredible. So
You know what?
again, Alison would phone the
That is something I would never have even thought about as far as that's concerned.
yeah,
So
yeah,
good
because
point. Good point.
most harbours, the first thing you see is no jet skis.
Yeah.
Um, so for us to be allowed to go into pretty much all of them, and not get charged or anything, they never asked for a penny from us. I think
Really?
our total charge for using slipways and stuff like that came to £10
Wow.
for the
Wow.
whole.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
That's what I say. The kindness of people, and the when they know you're genuinely doing it for a charity or charities, People are absolutely incredible.
Yeah, we got a gentleman here that did a circumnavigation of Australia on a runabout jet ski, um, and
Yeah,
he said exactly the same thing, that the kindness and the generosity of the people that he was meeting while he was riding round was what made it all
yeah.
worthwhile. So
It does, and I second that because it takes you. You know, I'm London born. I live in London, and London is I'm sure typical of a large city. Everyone is too busy to have time for people,
yep.
and they're all getting on about their own business and stuff. And it's only when you get out to the more country areas where life in itself is more relaxed, and you do get that feeling when you go out
I think
there.
that it's
And
more relaxed,
people
less stress.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah, and people do generally have time and are genuinely interested in what you're doing. So yeah, and it makes it all worthwhile, I have to say.
Well, Lee, epic effort, man. And as soon as it sprung up on my radar, um, I was like, oh wow, check this out. And being from Scotland myself, it was a close to home story. I thought I've got to try and get this man on, and I can't thank you enough for coming on. Yes, we had our little problems getting you on, but we've heard what you've got to say from your mouth. Um, we haven't got to quite see your good looks, but yeah, it's fantastic to have you on, Lee, and I can't thank you enough for your time.
No, that's great. Thank you, Bruce. No, I
Listen,
really appreciate your interest in
before
this.
you go, I always allow my guests to have shout outs to people that were relevant to what you've done, supporters, sponsors, all that kind of stuff. So if you've got a couple of
Yeah.
minutes to just fire out who it is you want to thank, and then give them tip your hat to them.
Yeah, would do. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you, Bruce. First of all, to my wife Alison, that her unequivocal help and diligence to what we done was can't be underestimated. To my son Miles, our friend Liz, who made up the rest of the land crew. Um, a guy called Dale in Cleethorpes. Um, they are part of a jet ski group called Chaos Rideouts, and between them, going around the country really helped us out. Whether it was finding someone to service a ski and general support, as well as Chris from Littlehampton that came up, drove up to London and was our support vessel coming back into the Thames, along with the London PLA, who allowed us to come up and down the Thames, which where jet skis are normally not allowed.
Yep. Anything else?
It was brilliant to have
Yep.
that
Awesome.
support and then
Yep.
to let us go. MS and Alzheimer's, just find us on channeltocoast.co.uk. It gives you all the stories, all the background, and see exactly why we've done this mad journey.
Lee, what I'll get you to do is, if you can, is the link on there for anyone that wants to donate?
It is,
It
yeah.
is, right?
So
Okay.
if you go on to
I'll find it. I'll find it.
channeltocoast.co.uk,
I'll find it, and I'll share it through my
all
platforms.
the link and everything, it's all on there, yeah.
All right, Lee. All the best, mate. We'll see you. We'll catch you on your next adventure.
Lovely. Thanks very much, Bruce. Appreciate it.
All right. Take care,
Thank you.
mate. All the best. See ya.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye. There we go. Fantastic. Loved it. Oh, that was brilliant. Thanks for that, Lee. Much appreciated. We got there in the end, and that's what was important. Um, yeah. Pity we didn't get to see, in person, but to hear his story and to hear what he was doing in order to raise the money for MS and Alzheimer's, I salute you, sir, and hopefully we'll see you around in the future. Okay, guys, that's it. My apologies for that middle section where we're trying to get Lee connected up. I'll make sure, and a lesson learned that I just assumed it was Facebook Messenger, there would be a little icon where I can connect a video, and it wasn't there, so I'll hold my hand up for that one. I only sprung it on Lee just as we're going on air, and yeah, we got there in the end. Not perfect, but we still heard what he had to say. So thank you again, Lee. All right, now that's us. I do have one final video to finish off the evening with. Next week, next week I was hoping to get Joshua Dowling on to talk about some of the stuff that's happening in with the manufacturers and the skis. Joshua, obviously, he runs the Watercraft Zone, and he's usually very up to date with all the latest stuff that's happening with. Thanks, Roxy. He's usually up to date with everything that's going on with the new brands that are coming out and launches and the latest discounts on the brands and stuff as well. He's usually all over it. So unfortunately, he has to go to, well, he's away to America next week. So unfortunately, he can't come on. So hopefully we'll get him on in due course when he's back. Not entirely sure where that'll be. We may have somebody else on next week. I don't know. I've got a couple of people in mind that I might contact and say, hey, you fancy coming on? I'm looking at one of them right now, so that might be an option if they fancy an appearance. So yeah, let's see what happens. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with a video, old school video. I revert back to these videos all the time. They are, to me, they're still the standard. They're still the standard for jet ski videos. I don't think anything's come close to the kind of vibe and energy that these videos, gain and that you get from these videos. And I do talk about the Jet Ski Crew Stavanger and HD Screener X in particular, who puts these videos together. YouTube, check them out. HD Screener X. Okay, they're older videos. They've been up, like some of them have been up there for 9 years. This one's 6 years old. It's still as good today as it was back then. I just think it's amazing stuff that they put out and they put out then. And for some people now who have probably never even seen them before. So it's a first for you newbies if it's the first time you've ever seen it. Norway, the Norwegian fjords, and I say no more. The scenery is spectacular. The camera they're using is the 360 X Insta 360 camera. One of the older models, but the new models do exactly the same thing. I'm going to leave this with you. HD Screener X on YouTube. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you happen to be, stay safe, look after each other, and have a good time. Take care.